Welcome to the Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. Here's your host, Morgan Colby and Rick Lemon.
What's going on, Fantasy Champs?
What's going on?
Rick, it looked like when we started the show, as you were listening to the music, you were just kind of like waking up from your death. You're just like, oh yeah, how are you doing, guys?
I was just deep in thought and me realizing that I'm not going to get the players I want in fantasy this year.
Oh, I know. We're going to do a mock draft today. That should be interesting. But before we jump into all of that nonsense, my name is Martin Colby. I got Rick Lemon to the left of me. I don't even know if that's proper, but
yeah, I don't know where I am.
Could go either way. Could go either way.
Yeah.
So welcome to Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. Anyway, we are going to do a mock draft today. PPR, as you saw in the title of whatever you're listening to, is going to be a PPR mock draft, 12 team. Because I don't think we've done one single 10 team mock draft this year. I think one, maybe one.
Yeah.
That doesn't include the the rookie drafts. I think we did a couple of 10-team rookie drafts because I kind of hate 12-team rookie drafts. By the time we get to the fourth round, it's just like a wasteland.
I know, it's so bad. I think we did, though.
We did. So 12-team is kind of where it's at this point. So
we're in July. This is the heat of it here.
I know. We're literally. I think it's 21 days until the first preseason game.
Is it really?
Yeah, dude. August 5th.
Oh crap! Oh, but that's like
it's the Hall of Fame game. Would you just relax?
Yeah.
It's football. Okay.
I never watch. I don't think I've ever watched the Hall of Fame game.
Me neither, dude. I watched like the recap. I don't even know who's playing in it, to be honest with you.
I don't either.
But yeah, I'm excited. I just want to watch Mac Jones throw the football in the NFL because we're not going to see that at all this year.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Cam Newton posted a video. Did you see Cam Newton's video?
The one on YouTube where he was like in the car.
Yeah, and he said I'm healthy.
Oh yeah.
He said I haven't been healthy since 2016.
I feel like he said that last year.
I'm like, you said that last year, Cam.
Yeah.
I love Cam Newton, and I watched the video, and I'm like, I so hard want to root for Cam Newton, but then I see him throw like 2 games into the season, and it's like, whew.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how healthy you feel. That AC joint never going to heal, buddy.
That Rams game, too, was last year. There was a few games that you could point out it was bad, but
yeah.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. So, anyway, we're going to do, like I said, 12-team mock draft. Try to give you the best information. We'll talk about what we're going to do for strategies in a second because me and Rick both are going to try a specific strategy jumping into this mock. We're going to try to keep it short, sweet, to the point. No long, elongated episodes. Before we jump into anything, check out our website, fantasychampions.com. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Just type the FF Champs in. You'll find us. Podcast platforms. You definitely need to check us out there. Audience is growing on the podcast platform. YouTube lagging behind. You guys suck. But the podcasting platforms are there. So be sure to leave a review, share this podcast with your friends on those platforms. And leave a review. Just tell us how we're doing. Because sometimes I feel like I don't have any idea how I'm doing.
I know. Just let us
mentally and podcast.
You can be mean. It's okay.
What did you just say?
I said you can be mean. It's okay.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. And then if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the bell notifications, like and comment down below. We'll get to 1,000 this year. Like, I'd love to get to 1,000 subscribers this year.
That would be awesome.
That would be fantastic. So, yeah, be sure to check us out on YouTube. So, yeah, let's jump into a mock draft. I had a question for you, but I don't even know what it was.
Screw the question. Let's go.
So me and Rick are going to do a very specific draft strategy per person.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I don't know that I'm doing a specific draft strategy, but earlier this year I did a 0 running back strategy in the early rounds, and I hated it. And so Rick is going to experience this terrible strategy. I'm not saying anything.
I did 0 running back already. As well, I was gonna try 0 receiver, but I can do 0.
Oh! You were gonna try 0 receiver? That's easy, bro.
Well, but that means I'm gonna take a tight end and quarterback in the first 5 rounds.
Okay, you can do
You know
that.
what I'm saying? Okay.
Never mind. He's going to do 0 receiver.
I can do either one. It doesn't matter.
That's actually an interesting strategy that I'd like to see. So why don't you do that?
Okay.
And then I'm gonna break the mold, and I'm gonna draft a quarterback and a tight end early. I'll break my own personal mold. My own.
I mean, we usually don't draft. We never draft tight ends early, and then half the time I don't draft a quarterback early. It depends how I'm feeling that day. So this will both be new.
Depends on how I'm feeling that day.
Quarterback.
Whether he wants to draft Kyle Pitts 101 or not. It's
like, do I want Kyler Murray and Kyle Pitts 101 and 212, or like what am I doing here? But yeah.
All right. So let's get this popping. I guess I should start the draft.
Yeah, that's kind of the important first step.
Wow. My thing is it not set to auto? That would be terrible. I feel like every time we do a mock draft, I just sit here and I like screw it up. Let me actually fix this problem.
Yeah, I think you do have to set it to auto if you didn't already.
See, this is why I always do the 24-hour clock, because it doesn't auto pick when you do no timer. There we go. All right, so Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Saquon Barkley, and then myself. I got to go running back here because I'm going to take tight ends and quarterbacks way too early.
Yeah, so you got to get running back.
I'm going to say, I mean, I have Derrick Henry ranked higher, but do I want to go with Jonathan Taylor? Actually, I got Nick Chubb 4, so I'm going to go Nick Chubb. Follow my rankings.
Wow, Derrick Henry almost fell to me. Jeez.
Who, Derrick Henry? Right. Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taylor and Henry came off the board.
Dude, how crazy would it be if I took Travis Kelce here? I'm not going to. Don't worry.
That would completely tank your strategy altogether, to be honest with you.
Well, I can't take a receiver. So like this is a rule for me here.
Can anyone hear that? Like if you're listening on the podcast and you can hear these sound effects coming from my iPad, I'm going to turn that off. Literally, Patrick Mahomes got drafted in the first round, and there was a friggin' sleeper sound effect that went, wow. What the freak is this?
So I took Zeke at 8 because I think he was just the best available running back after the big 7, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. We had Diggs at 9, Tyreek Hill at 10, Aaron Jones at 11. As you said, Patrick Mahomes went 112. Okay, Austin Eckler, Devontae Adams, Travis Kelce, AJ Brown. I can't not take a receiver here. Do I want Joe Mixon and take a chance, or do I go Cam Akers and also take a chance?
There's a show later this week, and me and you are going to talk about a couple of guys, and maybe one of these guys is on this list. But if I was going to go with a running back here, I would go with Cam Akers. That's
who I'm leaning with as well, and I'm going to take him.
Okay. All right. You just need confirmation from me that it wasn't completely ridiculous.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Metcalf, Joe Mixon came off the board right after Rick's pick. All right. So.
Oh, D-Hop. Yeah, you got some good players here, man. There are some good players.
I'm not excited about Dobbins, though.
What about Gibson?
Yeah, I'm going to go Gibson. So, yeah, start the draft with 2 running backs, I guess. Now, like, I feel like we're going to go with the same strategy here.
I know.
Exact same strategy. Gibson, I think he's in a really good position. I only have like small concerns about Mixon. I mean, I'm sorry, not Mixon, Antonio Gibson. And it's his team kind of blows.
With Antonio Gibson?
Yeah, like his team's not good, and it's like, how many opportunities is the kid going to get on the goal line to score?
I think that's okay for the most part. That is the only like touchdowns. But, I mean, we've seen running backs succeed in bad offenses.
Yeah. I'm just scared that he's going to, like... You know how much I hyped up Miles. I was burned by Miles Sanders last year. So there's, like, hesitancy for my love of Antonio Gibson. Now, he's not... Like, last year, at this time, I remember, like, we were getting close to our draft, and it was, like, in August, and I read an article that literally called Miles Sanders the new Christian McCaffrey. Oh. And I literally started sweating and almost peed myself. And that was the moment I decided I was taking Miles Sanders in the home league.
Yep.
So, and then it didn't work out. And and I hyped him up all offseason. It didn't work. And so I love Antonio Gibson. I've been hyping him up once again all offseason. He literally is in an offense where they treat him like Christian McCaffrey, or they should. But the question is, there are some guys there, like McKissick got a lot of passing work last year. Are they going to give that to Gibson, or are they going to continue giving it to McKissick? Right. And is there going to be a lot of scoring opportunities? Is he going to be efficient? He has the 21st hardest schedule in the league, so it's kind of middle of the pack. The offensive line is okay. And I mean, hopefully if Fitzpatrick's good, that will lead them into the promised land of great production. But I really, to me, it depends on if Antonio Gibson gets the pass catching work. That's really what it depends on. So this is the first time I've heard rumors that he has some kind of like ankle or toe injury that he's been dealing with, which is never a good sign going into the season. You don't want to buy injuries because injuries will come and find you. Right. So anyway, those are my Gibson thoughts. We probably talk about Antonio Gibson about 14 million times as the season approaches.
I think we already have to.
Hopkins, George Kittle. You know what sucks is I literally was going to take a tight end next round, but auto draft sleeper.
You could have went Kittle there and saved yourself the trouble.
But now I have to go with T.J. Hawkinson, which I'm totally okay with.
Reach on.
But
somebody.
J.K. Dobbins, Justin Jefferson, Calvin Ridley, Darren Waller, Keenan Allen, Najee Harris all came off the board. Najee 3-4. Is that a trend?
I hope it is.
Yeah, me too. I pick before you, so...
Yeah. Well, you would have to take him to 11, but yeah.
That's fair. So I'm going to... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take... almost backed out of this. This is on the YouTube page, so I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait another round.
You're taking 4 minutes to take your pick. Let's go here, bud.
I apologize. I didn't even forget. I forgot my rankings. I'm gonna take Josh Allen.
Okay, wow, that was the guy I thought you didn't want. So I can still take a non-quarterback or tight end here. So I'm gonna take DeAndre Swift.
Wow, bro, Swift 308 though. I'm kind of like swinging back and forth on Swift at this point. Not really.
And then boom, Kyler falls in there.
Oh my God, Kyler was on the board?
Yeah, dog. Dude, my team is kind of lit.
Bro, I would have taken Kyler. I didn't even see him. Can I change my pick?
No, screw you.
Oh my God. All right,
or you can take Kyle Pitts here.
No, Kyle Pitts is in the 5th round.
Yeah, he flew. He went from the 4th round, down to the 9th round, and I was like, dang, I love him in the 9th round, and now he's back to the. You took okay.
I told you I was going to take a tight end early.
I did my projections.
Okay.
You're not going to like my opinion on T.J. Hawkinson.
Well, I mean, he's probably not going to score a lot of touchdowns.
Right.
How many points did you give him?
I think like 140.
Oh, that's not bad. That's like top 5.
Yeah, I think it's like tight end 6 or 7. But yeah.
Oh my God, what the frick are you doing to the tight end position over there in your projections?
It's the Kyle
140
Pitts
was
effect,
like top 2 last year.
Last year, but look at the year before.
I know. Whatever.
Last year was a bad year for that.
So to give you an update, if you're listening, me and Rick are kind of just drafting and talking here. Lamar Jackson and Amari Cooper came off the board at 4-6, 4-7. I took Hawk, and then ETN, which is way too early in my opinion, at 4-9.
Yeah, a little early.
Do not do that. Like I if there's any draft advice you take from this video,
dude, the running backs available here, like
it's bad.
I think I'd probably in redraft as of right now go Myles Gaskin over ETN though.
Okay,
I think
fair
enough.
DJ Moore, Bob Woods, Cooper Kupp, Adam Thielen, Chris Godwin, Jamar Chase all came off the board, and then we got Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch Andrews. I need a wide receiver now, friends, and I'm going to go with my guy C.D. Lamb. I got to because I want to because he's my guy.
Yeah, so I told you I would take a tight end or a quarterback in the first 5 rounds, right? I would have to take both. Kyle Pitts just went, which means the next best tight end is Noah Fant, who is pick 75. projected wise.
Yeah, I honestly would wait at this point for you.
Am I allowed to?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I can take my first receiver. But see, there's no even like.
I think when I've been doing mock drafts lately, I've been seeing that the 5th round is kind of like 6th round's got some players, but the 5th round for some reason has been a wasteland.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take Deontay Johnson. Okay. A little bit of a reach, but I like him over Tyler Lockett and Galladay.
So yeah, after I took CeeDee Lamb, Kyle Pitts, Kareem Hunt came off the board, and then Rick took Deontay. And
now I kind of have to take Milf on because I said I would do the strategy. My receivers are going to be.
But like Devonta Smith, bro, is going 5'12", right in this draft, 5'12". I've seen him going early 5th.
That's crazy, man.
And I'm like, part of me is when I look at some of these wide receivers, I'm like, ugh. I'm like, do I really want to? I keep forgetting that Juju Smith-Schuster, by the way, is in Pittsburgh still.
I know. Well, that's his value's been buried because of that.
Yeah.
See, you have I actually kind of wish I took the other guy instead of who I took. But
who?
I won't tell you. It should be. You should see it.
It should be obvious. But last time I took freaking Josh Allen. That I saw that.
I would if I were you, I would take DJ Chark.
Yeah, I was about to take him, and then I saw Cortland Sutton, and I kind of got confused.
T. Higgins too is not bad. I don't think.
You know, I'll do that. I haven't done my deep wide receiver rankings yet, so I'll take T. Higgins. Yeah, so Ayuk and Leonard Fournette. Ayuk is consistently going off the board. I love this round because I like Cortland Sutton, I like T. Higgins, I like Brandon Ayuk as wide receivers. You could also take DJ Chark in the 6th round. Mm-hmm. And I might even go Chase Claypool as well in that round. It might be a little bit of a reach if you do that, but I think the 6th round's got some good wide receivers. And then you also have guys like Javonte Williams. I think Leonard Fournette is kind of a gross pick, but he is going off the board at 6'7", and with there being virtually after Javonte Williams no running backs on the board.
Yeah.
Like if you want to take a running back, like I would take him or James Conner or Ronald Jones.
I would take Mostert in the 7th.
Raheem Mostert.
Yeah.
I want to see if what's his name goes ahead of Raheem Mostert, by the way. Trey Sermon.
Oh, yeah.
Is that how you say his name?
I say Trey Sermon.
Trey Sermon.
But I don't know if you're right.
Either way. So now I'm on the clock. Cortland Sutton, Juju Smith-Schuster, Justin Herbert, Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon, DJ Chark, Raheem Mostert, and Jalen Waddle for the podcast listeners, not on YouTube. Went off the board. And I'm just going to keep with that strategy of taking the wide receiver position. I got a question for you. Would you take Jerry Jeudy or Chase Claypool here?
See, here's the thing. I would take Jeudy, but assuming Drew Lock stays at the quarterback or they go to Teddy Bridgewater, I would take Claypool. I'm taking Jeudy, taking the risk that they get somebody.
And in the 7th round, is it really that much of a risk?
I don't think so, because I think even if they keep Bridgewater or Locke, Jeudy will be okay. He'll be decent. But if they get a Rodgers or a Watson, then he'll be I think he'll be one of the steals of the draft.
So this offseason, I looked at Claypool's numbers and I was excited about Chase Claypool. I was like, this guy's legit. Ooh. He had a really good season last year, and then I had a realization that Juju Smith-Schuster's still on the Steelers.
He is, yeah.
It kind of made my brain melt, and I was like, you kidding me?
That's my problem, too.
So I really do think that this is going to be a throw a dart at the... if you take Deontay Johnson, I would honestly take Chase Claypool as well, because I think...
I was going to do that.
either one... I'll leave him on the board for you so you can. But either one is either one is going to pan out, and I don't think both of them are going to be really good.
Right.
I think somebody is going to see 140 targets. Some people think it's going to be Deontay. Some people think it's going to be Chase. I think Chase is more talented than Deontay Johnson, to be honest with you. So I would assume possibly that he would take the workload away from Deontay a little bit. He'll still get 120. Deontay Johnson will still get 120 targets, but I don't think either one of these, I don't think one guy is going to, I don't think both guys are going to be like breakout all-star unless Juju gets hurt.
No, I agree, but I do think I would bet on Deontay, which is why I took him that high. Okay. But I'll take Claypool just because of what you said. Like, I think one of them will be good. So at least I have both, and I think one of those guys. And now I feel like I have to go receiver again because of that.
Right.
But this is why, kind of going 0 receivers isn't too bad, because I can get Laviska Shenault in the 8th round, and I feel pretty good about that. But after my pick, it was I took Claypool, so then it was David Johnson, Kenyon Drake, Mike Gesicki, Brandon Cooks, 8th round, Ronald Jones, Zach Moss, Chase Edmonds, Aaron Rodgers, Laviska Shenault, and Gronk goes 8-6. Yuck. Jarvis Landry, and now you're on the board.
All righty, what do I do here? But how do you feel about Will Fuller in Miami?
I like it. I don't like it as much as I did like a few months ago, but I still like it. I think it would have been, if he stayed in Houston with Deshaun Watson, that would have been obviously best case scenario. In Miami, I think he can be good, but it's going to depend on how Tua develops, because he's not going to be the number 1 guy. He'll probably be the number 2 guy.
That's fair.
Whether that's because Waddle will eventually be the number 1 guy. I don't know if it's going to be this year, like some people do, but I feel like Fuller's going to have just a role in that team. And if Tua is not good or doesn't put up monster numbers, Fuller will not put up like big numbers. So it's going to really depend on Tua's development.
Okay. Fair enough. I think because of all this hype surrounding Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, that Tyler Boyd actually is becoming a relatively decent value in the 8th and 9th round.
Yep.
Because he's still going to get and they running, like I said, they run the Sean McVay system. So, and 3 guys on that team got 100 targets last year. 3 guys.
Yeah.
So, and that was with
Burrow,
say what you're going to say?
I was going to say that was with Burrow getting injured in the season. So, like, if he played the whole year, like, those guys were all on pace for like 140 targets. Like, that's not going to happen, but
right. But you have like Jamar Chase. What round did he go in?
5th, 503.
He went 503. You see T. Higgins on my team at 6'8". But Tyler Boyd is the cheapest option. He might actually be one of the safer options because he is a slot receiver. So he might get the target share. I just don't know what the ceiling is going to be in terms of touchdowns. Like, this guy's going to provide you good wide receiver 3 numbers.
Yeah.
Good high-end wide receiver 3 numbers. He might jump into the top 24. I actually probably would think that he would jump in the top 24. But we discussed this before where the wide receiver position, there's not a lot of, like, discrepancy between the wide receiver 13 and the wide receiver 24. So, like, if you're getting Tyler Boyd in the 9th round and he's producing the same at 1 or 2
Tyler
points
Lockett.
less, right? Exactly, as like a Tyler Lockett or somebody who's like wide receiver 14 or 15, then you take that guy. You could also go with a more risky pick here, which would be Marquis Brown. I think there's some upside to that pick.
I'm not crazy about that one.
But after this, it's like you have Debo, who I actually don't mind in San Francisco. Like, he could actually have some value as well. He's another one of those guys because of Ayuk and, because of Kittle coming back and other things and not having a great season, that Debo's fallen down too. He might be there at 9.5 for me. So I think I'm going to go with Tyler Boyd here. And I'll leave Will Fuller on the board. And if he's there when it comes back around, I'll take him.
Okay.
What is that? Okay, he didn't. Yeah, he's not there. So Joe Burrow, Tom Brady, Marquise Brown. We had Dallas Goedert, Matt Stafford. Wow, I don't know why I couldn't read that name. It's like the easiest name on the planet. Corey Davis, Will Fuller, and then Irv Smith Jr. I'm going to say this right now for everyone. The wide receiver position is, and I hope this changes as we approach the actual draft month in late August, but the rookie wide receivers are getting drafted way too high. Like, when you have Devonta Smith at 5'12", Jamar Chase at 5'3", and now you're seeing guys like Rashad Bateman is going off the board at pick 98.
Yeah.
Like, that's way too high. And Waddle too. Where did he go? 7-4. Like this is too much. That's too much.
I don't know why you would take in a redraft league. You would take Rashad Bateman over Debo or like a Robbie Anderson. Some of these guys that are available.
I think like Marquis Brown's biggest drawback is the fact that he probably will not get a target share of over 120 targets. Like I would be pleasantly surprised if he hit 120. And Bateman is on a team where the number one wide receiver might in a good scenario, in a good world, he might get like 110 targets.
Right.
What is Bateman going to get? 90? I know people think he's talented. I think he's talented too, but if there's not a target share there, it doesn't matter how much efficiency he gets. He has to be the most efficient wide receiver in the history ever.
And Mark Andrews is going to get his too.
Say it again?
Mark Andrews is going to get his as well.
Right. So Bateman is the easiest avoid that I've ever seen in my life.
I'm going to disagree, but so you took Debo, then Deshaun Watson, Curtis Samuel.
Yep.
I think Mike Davis at this point is a good value. I'm not going to take him though. Okay. I think Robbie Anderson at this point is a good value. Like there's guys over Bateman is available. I'm still not going to take him though.
Okay.
I think Jalen Hurts, if you're looking for a quarterback, would be good. I like these three running backs though, the two rookies and Damian Harris. I'm going to take Trey Sermon just because I think it's
it's not a bad pick. You would take Sermon over Harris though? Harris is like the biggest.
When push comes to shove, probably not. But in this mock draft, I did because
best ninth round pick that a man can buy.
Yeah, but I would be fine with any of those guys at the end of the ninth, early 10th, and they went off the
10th round. We're going to end the draft in the 10th round here, but
so this is our last pick.
Yeah.
I'll go Robbie Anderson. I did my projections, and I think, he's getting an upgrade at quarterback. Mm-hmm. Curtis Samuel isn't there anymore, and I think Terrace Marshall's probably going to take most of that role, but there's still targets to go around. If he just does what he did last year, Robbie Anderson was wide receiver 20? Yeah. In that range. Mm-hmm. So I think he's not crazy high ceiling by any means, but it's a good value pick in the 10th.
I think it's kind of interesting that Devonta Parker is way down on this list at wide receiver as well.
People are really down on him.
Yeah.
They feel like a lot of people think it's Waddle and Will Fuller are the two guys in that Miami offense. And they're just burying Devonta Parker.
I'm gonna take Antonio Brown with my last pick, and then me and Rick will finish this freaking thing after the show, so I don't have to stare at it. Anyway, yeah. So I took Nick Chubb, Antonio Gibson, Josh Allen, T.J. Hawkinson, CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins, Jerry Jeudy, Tyler Boyd, and Deebo Samuel and Antonio Brown through 10 rounds. And Rick, what did you take, my friend?
I took Ezekiel Elliott, Cam Akers, DeAndre Swift, Kyler Murray, Deontay Johnson, Noah Fant, Chase Claypool, Laviska Shenault, Trey Sermon, and Robbie Anderson.
There you have it. There is a 12-team PPR mock draft for your pleasant ears and eyes to see and listen to. Let us know what you think in the comments. If it's good, we got top league-winning players on Thursday, so be sure to check that out. See you later, guys.
See you guys.
Thank you for listening to the Fantasy Champions Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes and YouTube, and follow us on Twitter @TheFFChamps.